Now, I know with inflation and the cost of living going up, eating healthy has definitely been the last thing on most of our minds. We are looking for the cheapest and easiest ways to get through the day, and that's totally fair. Although it's been a common misconception that unhealthy foods are cheaper than the healthy alternatives, the opposite may be true. Too many times I've heard people say that they can't afford to eat healthy and would rather buy something considered unhealthy or a little bit easier to have. I mean, sure, $3 for a bag of family-sized chips or 6 bags for a bag of chicken nuggets compared to $10 for a carton of eggs or $16 for 3 pounds of ground turkey sounds like a no-brainer. But is the cost of the item itself really what we should be looking at, or should there be a little bit more thought process behind what we get rather than just the number on the shelf? Today I'll be going over a few tips to help you eat a little healthier on a budget. I hope this helps some people get a little bit more understanding of how to budget items out or to get through the day. I want to be clear that this may not help with everybody. It's how I do it and it helps me budget and eat healthy, but it may not work for you, just so absolutely take what you can out of this. Tip number 1 is budgeting out your meals. Now, this may seem like an obvious answer or a no-brainer, but this is very important to your budget. Having a budget and following that budget is very difficult for a lot of people. I know I struggle with it, especially seeing bags of chips and tasty cakes lining the shelves at the grocery store. And this may be difficult for other things outside of groceries as well. Although small purchases definitely pick up and add up over time if you aren't being conscious of how much you're adding to your cart. Start off by budgeting a price range you feel comfortable spending. I like to keep my budget around $100 per week. On average, I spend between $60 to $80 at the grocery store getting what I need depending on what I need for that week. This leads to another good point, knowing what you want to cook before getting to the store. We've all heard the saying, don't go to the store hungry. Well, having this list is gonna help you out with that. Having a grocery list like the ones your mom used to put on the fridge is actually a lot more useful than you may used to think. Not only will you not forget what you need, but it'll also help you stick to what you need and not buy unnecessary things. Try to find cheap alternatives to foods when you can as well. Instead of buying fresh fruits and vegetables, maybe try going for the canned ones or the frozen ones to help you save a couple of bucks. Same thing with meat. Try finding meat that may be on sale instead of the most expensive brands. I know this might be a little weird for some people because you like to have the good stuff, and that's totally fine. You can stick with that as long as you know your budget and know that you have to do that going into it. Adding all of these things together can help you start to save money here and there and start getting you into the habit of saving money with food, and can even translate into other parts of your budget. This next step is going to elevate you to the next level. Tip number 2 is buying the same meals each week. Once again, I want to clarify that this may not work for everybody. Some people need a little bit more variety in your meals, and I'm not saying you can't have variety to be healthy. However, buying the same meals each week will help you know exactly what you need to get and be able to plan based off of that. This also doesn't mean you have to eat the same exact meals for the rest of your life. Cycle through different meals each month or each week if you need to. Prepping your food for the week will also help with this process. If you know what meals you want for the week, you can buy everything and just put everything together for that week. You can have the same meals for breakfast, lunch, dinner for one week and then change it up and have something different the next week. Since I'm a picky eater and I don't really need a lot of variety in my meals, I usually can stick with the same things for months at a time. But again, this may not work for everybody. This helps me maintain my budget because I know exactly what I need to get for each week and I know what I'm getting each week. You can also change up the way you make those meals so it doesn't feel as repetitive, just spending a little bit differently here and there on depending on what ingredients you need, like different spices or different sauces if you go with that. And now it's time for the final and sometimes the most difficult step. Tip number 3 is don't eat out. We all love to eat out. We love the convenience, and for some of us, we love the taste better than anything we could cook. Paying $12 for a meal at your favorite fast food place compared to paying $12 for a week's worth of chicken is a no-brainer. The cost of fast food compared to the cost of store-bought ingredients is undebatable. This is where your meal prep is going to be most handy. Having your food cooked and ready to eat is going to save you so much time and money. Whether you picked up food you have to microwave or you can just pick up and eat, there are many ways you can prep your food. Taking the 2 hours to prep your food is going to be much better time spent and money spent than getting $50 worth of Wendy's each week for just one meal a day. Now, I'm not saying you can never eat out. Like I said before, I budget in enough money to be able to eat out each week. You can eat out and have the occasional fast food run, but the more you limit, the more your bank account is going to thank you. There are many things that you can do to make sure you eat healthy on a budget, and I hope these 3 tips help you begin to think about what you want to pick up at the store. Buying the 3 pounds of ground beef is going to be better than buying 5 Hungry Man meals. Budgeting your meals and sticking to it will help unwanted purchases at the store. Sticking to the same meals are going to help you keep consistent budget and know what to expect each week. Prepping those meals will help avoid eating out too much and spending way too much on each meal. All of these things put together will give you a stepping stone to start working on your budget and even your fitness journey. Not only will this help with your money, but it also help tracking calories and getting into a better eating habit. If any of these tips helped, it would mean a lot if you hit the like button and subscribed. If you know anyone that is struggling with eating healthy on a budget or eating healthy in general, feel free to share these tips with them as well. It would mean a lot. I look forward to seeing you all in the next video, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.